So I'm here in the inventory management. Now that you've seen how to set up quality groups, you can start to make quality associations. They're found in the setup area under quality control and then quality associations. To create a new quality associations, you'll click the new icon. First, you can select the site. The site is not mandatory. If it's left blank, then this quality association will apply for any site. For my example, we'll go ahead and link this to Site 1. The next thing I must select is the reference type. This will default to inventory, but you can select any one of the following options: sales, purchase, production, quarantine, route operations, or co-product productions. For my example, I'm going to use a purchase order. This means that this will be related to purchase order type transactions. Next, I need to select which items will be valid for this automatic quality order. So I can choose from one specific item, a group of items, or all items. For my example, we'll say it's all items, but I want it to be specific to a certain vendor, maybe a vendor that has been having problems or a new vendor. So in the account code field, I will select table so that I can choose one specific vendor account. In the account selection drop-down box, I'll choose the vendor that I've been having the problems with, such as 104, and then I can begin to configure what the timing and quality order process will be for this test. So on the Timing Fast tab, I need to select the event type. The event type will vary depending on the reference type that you've selected in the reference type field. For this particular example, purchase order, you can see that I can trigger my automatic quality order based on the receipts list, the registration, or the product receipt. I want to trigger mine based off of the product receipt. Then in the execution, I can determine if this should happen before or after. I want it to happen after. If you select the before option, it will prevent the product receipt from being posted if the quality order has not been generated. The Show Information checkbox here indicates that the user will be notified when the quality order is generated. Next, on the quality order process, I can select whether or not I want to set up any further blocking. Again, depending on which reference type you've selected and the event type you chose in the Timing tab, the event blocking will change. For this particular example, working with purchase orders, I can prevent the invoice from being generated because the invoice comes after the product receipt. So I will select Invoice. You'll also see that there's a checkbox here called Quarantine Upon Validation Failure. This indicates that if the quality order does not pass when you validate it, to automatically send the items into quarantine. For this example, I'll leave this checkbox unselected. On the last tab, under Specifications, we need to select which tests we'll perform during what time, if any item sampling should be used, and specify what the acceptable quantity level is. So for my test, we'll choose to run the apparel tests. We'll set the effective dates, and in my example, I'll leave them blank. And then for the item sampling, I can decide how much should be tested. I'll say, for example, that I want to use the 1% full blocking. This means that 1% of the items will be tested, but all of the items will be blocked. I want to make sure that the whole entire test passes before we move on from the quality order. So I'll leave the acceptable quality level at 100%. Now I'm ready to create a purchase order to test my automatic quality order generation. It's important to remember that in this example, it needs to be for the specific vendor 104 in order for the quality order to be generated. I'll close this window down and then go to Procurement and Sourcing to create a new purchase order. Underneath Common, I'll open the All Purchase Orders form and then click New to create a new purchase order. I'll select Vendor Account 104 and then click OK. I'll add a line for the t-shirt item that we created Select the site and warehouse, enter the quantity and unit price information, and then confirm the order. It's important to remember that you must confirm the order before you can receive it. Once the order is confirmed, we can receive it by going to the Receive tab in the Action pane and then clicking on Product Receipt in the Generate group. This will open up the Posting Product Receipt screen. I'll enter in the details of the product receipt number and specify that the quantity should be the total ordered quantity. I'll click OK to generate the product receipt, and a quality order will be generated. You can see that I received a message that quality order number 6 has been generated. If you highlight the message in the info log, you can use the Show button to open the quality order automatically. Maximize this screen so we can see it a little better and move the splitter up so you can see the lines. Here you can see the quality order it's created for our site, warehouse, and test group. The quantity is 6 because we said we wanted to test 1% and my order total was for 600. On the lower half of the screen, you can see each of the test results. If you close this window and go back to the purchase order, you can see some detailed information about the quality order over on the far right of the lines. You'll notice that the quality order status is set to Open Quality Orders. In the Receive tab of the Action pane, there are also some additional buttons to open and view the quality orders directly from here. Be sure to join me in the next lesson, and we'll look at how to create manual quality orders and how to process them.